had a claim situation where at one of the dealerships, one of the detailers was moving a car. The story was that he was moving a car out of the detail little barn thing that they had. Was moving it and go park it back. Apparently, he had reached down to mess with the floor mat. It was like stuck or something like that. He was driving a brand new Dodge TRX.
Wow.
Yeah. Looks up, realizes he's veered off like the road and he's heading towards a car, freaks out, instead of hitting the brakes, slams the gas. And so, I mean, it's a Dodge TRX.
Yeah, so that's how it go.
Yeah, that's how it yeah. You mash the gas, it's going to pick up a little bit. And so proceeds to ram it into a brand new Dodge Hellcat. Wow. That then ricochets and hits a brand new Jeep Wagoneer fully loaded. He swerves off of that and then proceeds to drive it through the building.
$350,000 worth of cars and then the building.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I get a phone call at like 7 a.m. the next morning, like, hey, Tyler, I know, you're working on this. Here's what happened. Do we have coverage for this? And there's nuances within garage, coverages and when you're dealing with cars, and there's certain garage keepers type coverage you have to have, and they didn't have any of it. And I was like, guys, you can file a claim, but I can tell you right now, this is not going to go well in your favor. Like, y'all don't have coverage for any of this stuff. And sure enough, so they ended up having to cut, they also owned a body shop. So they ended up cutting deals with the dealership, and they repaired the building, and they ended up buying all 3 vehicles and doing the body work themselves. Wow. And trying to, it was bad. So there was that, and that was trying to help them overcome that obstacle. And then like a month later, they didn't have any work comp either. And like a month later, at the Manheim auction in Houston, one of the vehicles they pulled in from the auction to detail, I guess the brakes were out. And so one employer ran over the other employee. Wow. With the car. So then they called me, they're like, hey, Tyler, that's a lie. They did have work comp. Sorry, let me back up. They did have work comp. They had 160 some odd employees. They had 3 employees actually rated on the work comp. They had 3 office workers, and that was all that they put on there. Basically, they were not really paying their employees correctly. They 1099 everybody. Yeah. Basically, and I tell people all the time, there's insurance, there's taxes, there's some similarities there, but at the bottom line, like, insurance is going to be like how these people are working for you as employees or not, and whether or not you're responsible if something happens to them on the job. And so, yeah, sure enough, she got ran over by the car, which was super unfortunate. Their work comp didn't pay out because that wasn't even a class code.